Hi, Robbie here. It's another Thursday morning, sitting here in the garden. It's a little cool, so I'm wearing wearing a sweater. But yesterday, I took a little free time, a couple of hours, and just did some random thinking about current events. And it's like a, like it always happens with me thinking about current events. I'm usually a little disappointed, and yesterday was no exception. Uh, Current events seems to me to be a pretty sorry example of people wielding power to benefit themselves and usually at the expense of some selected other people. Uh, it it's been like that for thousands of years, and it's like that every day now. Uh, Maybe that's the way it ought to be. Maybe that's the way it has to be. The historical record is pretty grim as far as people wielding power to benefit themselves and benefit everybody else in the process. Uh, hasn't happened too often, and usually doesn't last. It's it's sad, but I think it's true. Uh, Maybe that's the way it has to be because it's so difficult to make it any other way. Uh, since life began uh, thousands and thousands of years ago, staying staying alive has been a struggle for all things that are alive, animals and plants and bacteria and viruses and molds and mushrooms and everything. They all have to struggle. They all need something to stay alive. For us, it's food and water and a little security, a nice place to live in peace, and maybe maybe a little hope for the future, and maybe a little sense of what life is all about, and some idea of why we're all here in the first place and what's the purpose. For us, that seems to be what we need. And sometimes when some of those resources are a little difficult to come by, we pick some people who can't defend themselves too well and act in their disinterest and make it difficult for them to make it, and we can take whatever advantages of their resources and make it better for us. That seems to be the way things have been going, and that seems to be the way things are going. I'm not sure that it's such a good idea for the sake of humanity. But yesterday I was wondering, maybe people and plants and viruses and bacteria and amoebas and all living things, maybe we're just character carriers for DNA, and that molecule is trying to stay alive. It's using us. It's using all living things to create more DNA so that they can prosper. Well, that's just an idea. I think I'm abusing my college education. When I start thinking like that, I'm thinking it's time to get back to work. So that's what I was thinking about yesterday. I'm back at work now, and I'll talk with you again next Thursday.